Oh boy. Should I have this here? Just heads up, this is a yoga mat that I have. So yeah. Man, I'm gonna need a haircut, which is okay because next week I am planning on getting a haircut. I just don't know which day, and it has to be a day when I'm off. Okay. Well, three, two, one, action. And I hope everyone can hear me. Or I hope whoever's watching can hear me. Hi, welcome back to my live stream. Happy Saturday or Sunday if it's like the next day for anybody here who's watching. First off, please forgive me for the way I look. Yeah, I obviously look like someone who just dug out of their own grave. Hey, what's up, bro? I am doing, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I had a week. I had a week. So get ready and sit back and relax and get ready to hear how my week went. But I hope you're doing okay. Addy, hopefully I'm saying your name right. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm very sorry. Um, Addy Scythe Photograph? Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names. I am. So, well, let's get down to business. Oh, thank God I'm right. So here's pretty much how my week went. So last you saw me, it was Sunday, where I'm at, and I showed you some paintings that I did. And I will show some new paintings, but not until tomorrow because Sunday is apparently days I show some paintings I made. But yeah. However, though, today basically I'm just giving you a recap of what happened through my week. Where are you from, brother? I am from the US. I'm from the US, which I'm very, very sorry to say the least, because I'm gonna be honest. Recently now, the US, we're going down a very deep decline. That's all I can say, okay? But yeah. So I'm from the US. Specifically, I'm from the state called North Carolina. But anyways, Oh, you're Japanese, but you were born in the US too. Aw, sweet. Hi. So, anyways, here's how my week went. So, Monday when I was at work, okay? Everything was pretty much like going okay for me. Um, except right in the middle of my shift. So here's what happened in the middle of my shift. Now, I was getting ready to put out some food, right? So I was getting ready to put out some food, and I had a fresh bowl of gravy. I had a fresh bowl of gravy, and I don't know what had happened, but apparently I stumbled or I bumped into something. All I know is the next thing I know, I got gravy all over the counter with the food. I mean, I was able to salvage some of the other gravy that the people could still eat, but I spilled like half a bowl of gravy on the counter. And if that wasn't bad enough, the pancake machine that we had was acting up. So I had to basically um, clean up. I had to clean up the gravy while also having to fix the pancake machine. And if that wasn't bad enough, someone had spilled some juice on the ground, which wasn't their fault. They tripped, obviously, and had fallen. Yeah. So I had to clean that up. I had to clean that up. So I had to clean up gravy off a counter. I had to fix a pancake machine that wasn't wanting to cooperate. and I had to clean up some juice that was spilled on the ground. And if that didn't make it any much harder, right as I was closing, or like an hour and a half after I'd closed the breakfast area, specifically the serving area, that's when the delivery guy decides to show up. And yeah, he shows up about a good 4 minutes or like 5 minutes or whatever. As well, actually, no, now that I'm remembering it, he showed up 30 minutes after I was supposed to clock out. 30 minutes before I was done with my shift. But I had to stay an extra 30 minutes because the dude was running late. So, yeah. Yes. That was on Monday. What makes it worse is that that was all Monday morning, okay? Not day, not the afternoon, not even the middle of the day, or I would even count as the middle of the day. That was my entire Monday morning, and I have been up that day since 4 a.m. So, yeah, that was without a doubt the most stressful, exhausting, tiredest Monday. No, I have slept. I have slept. I slept today. Um, right before I got on a live here, though, I did take a little nap because that's what I normally do when I get home from work. Um, so when I get back here, basically, I change from my work clothes into casual clothes and just go to my bed and just pass out until I'm ready to eat some lunch. Yeah. So that's what happened to me. So I did get some sleep, and I will get more sleep tomorrow. But yeah, that was just my Monday this week. Tuesday Tuesday wasn't really that chaotic. I mean, the most I had to do was just refill up the bacon a few times that we have. But yeah, I just had to refill the bacon up a few times that we had, but other than that, my Tuesday was pretty much okay. Wednesday and Thursday, not bad, I would say. They weren't bad. I didn't really like have anything chaotic, except I did have to like really go at it with my carpets, meaning cleaning them, because recently apparently we have little bugs, aka fleas, because of the dang cats and dogs who like to be outside, which is normal, but still. And then Friday, I would not say was my worst day. Monday was obviously my worst day of that week. Friday, though, was chaotic for well, it was only chaotic for like a few minutes because, so here's what happened. Friday, I was on my walk. Okay. Friday, I went on a walk. Just a typical walk down to the local convenience store near where I live. Now, everything was fine and everything looked okay until I had walked alongside the road and I saw what looked like a snake. What looked like a snake. And it was a snake. And specifically, it looked like a copperhead. And where I live at, copperheads are very common. So, yeah. Copperheads are very common. So, we always have to like really protect ourselves just in case. Specifically during like spring, like late spring, summer, and a little bit of early fall. But with how the weather is, pretty much they haven't even gone into like hibernation yet. But yeah. So, anyways, I thought it was alive, but it wasn't. It was actually dead. But I thought it was alive, and yeah, it scared me so much. And here's the thing though, the reason why I said it scared me is because I have a fear of snakes. I've had a fear of snakes since I was like around 9, 10 years old. And yeah, so when I saw it, I basically jumped and screamed and said words you should not say in front of children. I will be honest. But yeah, after I realized it wasn't moving and I realized it was dead, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk around it. And then when I went back, when I came walking back from the convenience store and I saw it again, it was still dead. So I just started to, just walk around and ignore it. And I was just like, thank God. Oh, the canister hit my guitar. Yeah, this is my canister full of water. I bring this to work with me, but also I clean it. I clean out my canister even though there's fresh water. Yes, it was a very long story. But I will tell you this though. So today while I was at work, my one of my bosses, because Halloween is coming up soon. Now, to those who do know what Halloween is, you know what it is. But to those who don't know, Halloween is basically what we celebrate in October here in the U.S. 1 day a year. And well, my boss decided to gift all of us employees a bag of candy. A bag of candy. Yes. I'm a 24-year-old and I got a bag of candy from my boss at work. Give me the candy, please. Yeah. What's weird is that I haven't really opened up to see what was inside. So might as well, do a little unwrapping and, you guys can watch me unwrap and see the candy. Not eat it because I don't know. I just think it's a little too early for me to eat it, especially since it's past 3 o'clock where I live at, but here. So let's see what we got in here, okay? So we've got, we have 2 Reese's. Ta-da. Okay, let's see what else. We also got, I think this is butterscotch. Oh, but there's a pumpkin on it. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera to focus. So I'm trying to get my camera to focus. I think this, no, wait, hold on. This one says pumpkin, but this one says, yeah, apple, has a picture of an apple. And finally, we have, oh, I know what these are. These are mints. See? These are little chocolate mints. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. If you want them, you know what you have to say. Oh, wait, I said I wasn't going to eat the candy. Well, I'm eating one. I'll save the rest for later. Oh, and, oh. This thing. Oh, it says, may you be proud of the work you do, the person you are, and the difference you make. Sorry, I wish I was spelling like the way you can read it, but yeah. So to those who don't know, my boss, one of my bosses, they each year at the hotel where I work at, they do like they give us their employees like, during the holidays that are coming up, some treats, like candies or um even just like treats. I remember that last year on around Halloween, we actually got sacks, right? Sacks like you would carry around if you were, going trick or treating. So we were so we got sacks of candy, but it wasn't really that much. It was more like 5 pieces of candy and a little something like this, but mine had like a pumpkin on it, so yeah. So that's what I got last year. This year now we got little blue bags. Actually, I had an option of either the little blue bag or this one clear plastic bag. I wanted to take two because I saw that one of my coworkers took two bags of candy, but I didn't know if I should take two bags of candy. Like I wanted to, right? I wanted to, but my subconscious was telling me not to and to save the rest for my other coworkers. So, yeah, that's pretty much what had happened. Yeah, I got one bag of candy that I will be saving towards later. So this was pretty much the only like good day I had this week. Saturday, today, was the only good day I had at work this week. Or the only good day I've had. Now, another thing that will probably brighten up my day would be when I go to get a haircut, but yeah, I'm not planning on doing that till next week. So tomorrow I'll still have this hair, but who knows? Bro, you have great hair. Get a good haircut. I do go to a barber. I go to a barber like every 2 months. Is that too much? Question. So here's the thing though. I go to a barber every 2 months, and I don't know if that's like the normal amount of times you should go to a barber. Like, does anyone here, who goes to like a hairdresser or a hair barber, like how often would you say you'd go? Like, do you go to your barber or your hairdresser like once a month or twice a month or three times? I think the max, because I do have a family relative that works in hair. I think she said like the max is like maybe every 3 or 4 months or 2 to 3. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just asking like how often do you go to the barber or the haircut people? Yeah, it's just a question. I don't know if it's like normal for me because I go to the barber every 2 months, but I don't know if that's like very too close or not too much. I don't know. Yeah. Another thing that I am talking about, that I want to talk about right now is just like my weird sleep schedule, I guess. So I've already talked about like how often I try to get like decently good sleep, but every time I do, I fail tremendously, like a lot. I fail tremendously at ever getting proper sleep, and that's why when I wake up in the morning, I look like someone who's getting ready to be buried in their cemetery plot. Heh. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I do not. I am single. I am single. Which, no, I'm bisexual. I've dated women and like one man. I've dated women and one man. That's all I can say. Yeah. I think that though wait, who's handsome? Me or hopefully I'm saying his name right. Dillip? Dillip? Am I saying her name right? If I'm not, I'm sorry. Oh, but thank you, Matthew, for saying I'm handsome. I rarely get compliments like that. Normally when people look at me, they said, did you just get up or something? Or just woke up? Or do you look like you just gotten out of surgery? And half the time, I'm just like, well, that's the best compliment I'll ever get. Let me fix your sleep schedule. No, no, thank you. So the reason why though, like I want to try and fix my sleep schedule is just that because of how often I have to get up in the morning and then how often I'm supposed to go to sleep at night, determining on whether it's like a day I have to go into work or a day I have to go off of work. So here's basically like what I would do because of my sleep schedule. So really what happens is if it's a day I'm working, I either wake up either if it's the weekend, meaning like Saturday or Sunday when I have to go to work, I have to be up at 4:30 and get to work at 5:30. But but if it's like a weekday, meaning I'm working Monday and Tuesday, then I have to get up at 4 a.m. But if it's like my day off, for some reason I wake up at like 6:30. I am more handsome than you, bro. Okay. Okay. I'm not in direct competition. And that's not like me trying to be like trying to sound snotty or anything. Like I generally know for a fact that everyone is that the growing up, I knew for a fact I did not have the looks of someone that was handsome. Okay? I do not. Okay? I never thought of myself as handsome. I never thought of myself as good looking. Pretty much every day when I was a kid and into my adult years, every time I look at myself in the mirror, I think wow, I look like someone just got hit by a bus or just got out of surgery. That's mainly what I think of every time I look at myself in the mirror, which I know for a fact that's obviously that's like not a good thing, but that's just how like I know I look, okay? I know for a fact I'm not, you know, handsome or good looking or anything like that. Truth be told, I just know for a fact I look like somebody who deserves to, I don't know. I mean, I remember growing up though, like I remember it was weird though, because growing up, I used to have like people like like rank looks when I was like in middle school, and that was just awful. Hi, Marky Mark. Oh, by the way, Marky Mark, I subscribe to you. You're welcome. Are you kidding? You're handsome, bro. No. But your voice is good. Okay, I guess. Yeah, I think that you're welcome, Marky Mark. I hope you're also having a good day. Yeah, so really though, I just generally never thought of myself as good looking at all because I think, like I said, back in like middle school, there's these people doing like rankings, which I had no idea like what was the point of or what rankings meant, and it wasn't until because here's the thing though, when I was in elementary school, pretty much nobody cared about how the way you look. Like I once went to school with my hair dyed. I once went to school with my hair dyed because it was hair day for Dare Week at my school, and my hair was colored like purple, blue, green, pink, you name it. Basically, I had the whole Skittles rainbow in my hair. Um, but the next day, pretty much, we all just went back to our normal lives, I guess. I mean, some people, well, yeah, but that was just elementary school. But then when I went to middle school, that's when I discovered that people had rankings, and apparently they did it for everybody. And I don't know who knew me or how someone knew my name because here's the thing though, when I had went to the middle school that I went to, I did not know anybody because when I was in elementary school, I was in a different county. I went to a different district. I went to a different county. So I never knew any of these people at my middle school. So pretty much I was just oblivious. And it wasn't till I had gotten into sixth grade and I started trying to meet new people that, yeah, pretty much that's where I found out what rankings were. And pretty much what that meant was they were ranking how each girl and boy looked in like each class or in each grade. And yeah, and I was told that by the way, you rank the lowest. And at first I was confused because here's the thing, like I said, I had no idea what the rankings were. And it wasn't till I had because here's the thing, when I first heard rankings, I thought they meant like grades, like, was I doing the poorest in the class? Was I getting all Fs? Like, what does that mean? But then it wasn't later that I learned that they said wasn't until later that I learned that they said that no, you meant good looks. So, yeah. So pretty much that's what happened. That's pretty much where like my self-confidence was like dropping. So, yeah. So pretty much that happened through sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. Basically, my middle school years, which I find ridiculous. I find ridiculous because why do people like first off, who taught their children how to like say it's okay to like rank someone based on their looks? Like, yes, granted, we all don't aren't born with the same face, and that's okay. And we're not all born with the same genes or whatever. And we all obviously did not want to get Botox when we were, in elementary school, like all those Hollywood or like Hollywood, children. But, geez, whoever taught them should be smacked in the face. That's all I can say. And before anybody asks, yes, I do see that Funny Egg and Dilip or Dilip. Obviously, he said I'm saying it wrong. I'll just say Bangar. Bangar. Bangar and Funny Egg. I don't know what you guys are fighting about, but please understand that. Please understand that, it doesn't, being weird doesn't, specifically with like personality wise, there's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as like, if someone is weird, but it's like not affecting you or like the whole county or whatever, then, so be it. Get rid of them. They are weird. I've tried, but somehow people always find ways to sneak back in. So, yeah. So, please, for the rest of this live stream, please be nice. Please be nice. That's all I'm asking. Whenever I go live, I just want people to please be nice because the last thing I want is so many people, like people showing up and just trying to ruin someone else's day over, I don't know, just getting into like slight arguments. So, to those who are having like arguments right now with each other on here, please stop. Please stop. Okay? It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to fix anything. Okay? Yeah. Hey, Ryan. Well, you gotta be careful of the rage bait, lol. Yeah, rage baiters are just. They're just the worst. Hey, 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 quit fighting. Quit fighting. Yeah. Yeah, the only people who end up ruining the moods of something is when someone pretty much whoever started the conflict. So, yeah. So, to anyone showing up here and currently see some people fighting in live, I mean, people. Sorry, because I got distracted because I'm a little bit ADD. Do not judge. Exactly, absolutely. What happened to sour the mood right now? Basically, Ryan, two people on live started a little tiff, and now I'm hoping it's over. I'm hoping it's done. And that is all. What did you do for Halloween last year? What did I do for Halloween last year? Ooh, I worked. I okay, so from what I remember, I'd worked that year, and here's the thing though. I think last year when I did work on that day, the next day I had the day off. Whoa, that brightness really hits. So pretty much I had worked that day, and then the next day I just like, because it was going to be November 1st. So I just hung out with some people because honestly, I'm 24 years old. Well, technically at the time I was 23. Last year I was 23. I'm now 24. And people in my 20s who know, if you're in your 20s and you know, you know. Also, wow, that brightness just hit like crazy. Yeah. But what about you? What did you do for Halloween? What did you do for Halloween? Or actually, what are your plans for Halloween? Let's talk about that. What is your plans for Halloween? So, like, where are you gonna dress up as? What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? Where I am at, actually, they have what is known as a hayride, a Halloween hayride, and basically every year we get to sit down and just ride on a hayride and just go around and have some fun and get scared by characters who just jump out of the woods like that is pretty fun. Yeah, but here's the thing though. So the first time I actually went on one of those, I was 13. Yes, I was 13, so I was a late bloomer in the going to the haunted Halloween hayride party. Okay, do not judge. But here's what happened. So I went there. I was with my father, my stepmother, and my stepsister, my stepbrother, and I think my other stepbrother, my other stepbrother, and my brother and sister. And we were all just on the hayride, having fun. We were having some screams, we were having some laughs. I was actually, oh wait, no, that was the Halloween a few years later. I was gonna say I was holding a scythe, but that was to a costume that I wore back when I was like 19. So that was a few years ago. But yeah. So when we got off the ride, apparently my stepsister, by the way, she was one at the time. By the way, she was one. She had apparently my stepmom didn't notice, but apparently her daughter accidentally peed on her. True, by the way. So apparently during the hayride, my stepsister accidentally peed on her mom. Which, like I said, she was one. She was 1 years old. I don't think technically you're supposed to bring 1 year olds on haunted hayrides. That's literally all I can say. But however, though, that time has passed. But that was still funny. Now the last time I was on a haunted hayride, like I said, I was 19 and I was wearing a costume because I was death. Specifically, I was the Grim Reaper and I had my scythe. And when we went on the haunted hayride, I was the only one who had an object on him. And here's the thing though, my scythe was like so big. It was at least 6.5 feet tall. So I had to like adjust it to like I had to hold it like this. I had to hold it like this, but also I had to adjust, like the blade part. Now, do keep in mind, this is plastic, by the way. This is complete plastic. So no matter what, if it broke, then it broke. But yeah, so here's what happened. So I was trying to like adjust it to make sure I wasn't hitting anybody, and just when apparently one of the actors were trying to like come up and give me and my stepbrother who was sitting right next to me, apparently they were trying to sneak up from behind us and try to like scare us, but apparently I accidentally scared them because I accidentally smacked them without knowing that I smacked them on their heads. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was kidding. Okay. Of course I did apologize. I did apologize. But yeah. From then on I learned never to bring objects like that on haunted hayride. Don't be like me. Don't be like me, okay? If you have stuff like plastic sipes or any objects that are taller than like, I don't know, let's say like 3 feet, please keep them close to you and try not to hit any of the actors, or else, they'll try to file a lawsuit against you. This year I'm taking my brother to the Dominion houses, these big mansions, and they have a ton of candy. Ooh, we did that one year. It was so much fun. Tons of decorations those people got. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you and your brother have a good time. Don't, Mark. Why? Why? That's just stupid. Hi, Derek. How are you? Haha, thank you very much, Matthew. Yeah. So, pretty much, that was my Halloween. That was my Halloween a few years ago. Over time, though, Halloween for me has been getting a little bit fun, but also when I became more and more of an adult in my 20s, I realized that there is a major difference between celebrating Halloween as a kid versus as an adult. Now, as a kid, obviously, there's curfew hours, and the most you can do is like trick or treat, or maybe if there's like a little kids Halloween party, then you can go there and your kids would like come back home or whatever. But as an adult, I don't know why it is so hard to figure out like what can I do as an adult on Halloween night? Like what should I do? Should I um what do I do? I mean, because the most I can think of is like going to like a friend's house and having like a fun little Halloween party or something with them. Watching horror movies and dressing up and basically acting like as if we're 12, even though we're in our 20s. Like, what are we supposed to do as adults for Halloween? Like, obviously, a lot of adults still do not trick or treat, dress up. Well, I don't know. I mean, adults do go trick or treating, but they take their kids with them. They normally have a kid with them. So, and I mean, this is the close. If you were here during the live stream, and I talked about how like I received candy today at work. So, I guess this is the close that brings me back to when I used to trick or treat as a kid. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm actually going to be doing this year. Excuse me. I don't know what exactly I'm going to be doing this year for Halloween. All I know is I hope that I have fun. Because that's really what matters, okay? I want to have fun. I want to have excitement. I just want something. In our 20s, we can go to clubs or parties or watch scary movies and get lit. Exactly. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, which I mean it's kind of like understandable, right? Because when you're in your 20s, like here's the thing though, I'm 24. I've mentioned this so far in like I don't know how many live streams this year I've done, but I'm currently 24 years old, okay? I'm 24, and for some reason though, whenever like Halloween or Christmas comes around, I always act as though like I'm like 12. And specifically though, Halloween is my favorite holiday. So yeah, Halloween. Wait, did I say holiday is my favorite holiday? Did I say holiday was my favorite holiday? Because if so, that was stupid. Sorry, my brain is clearly just running on autopilot. My apologies, or my mouth is. But yeah, I would love to, but judging from like how my schedule is, because the next day I saw that I would have to go into work the next day, and I'd have to get up, and I would need to get up pretty early. So here's basically what I thought out that I would want to do for Halloween, just in case. Like the most I would want to do is like just visit go to a friend's house and like visit them for a little bit, and I don't know, maybe like watch a horror movie, or like we have like a Halloween horror movie marathon, if that makes sense. You know, a Halloween horror movie marathon where basically you just sit down with your friends or maybe your family or your friends and family and you just sit down, you stare at the TV, you eat some candy until you're sick, and yeah, just watch a bunch of Halloween related or horror movies, you know, PG or, you know, horror movies that you would not want to show your children. Just saying, okay? I'm just tossing out some ideas, okay? Because, yeah, obviously a bunch of 20 something year olds going trick or treating does not compute. Yeah. Also, going on the Halloween hayride would definitely be, for me, I would love to go on that again instead of going on one like every 5 years. Because literally the first time I went on there, it was like when I was 13, and the second time was 19. Oh, wait, that's 6 years. I would love to go, I would love to just travel like go on a Halloween hayride for like God knows how long without, yeah. But also, I'd have to like come back here because I'd have to get up really early for work. Yeah. Yeah, but either way, you know, it's still weird though because it's September 20th and October is in like 10 or so plus days. So we still got like a full week of September, but everyone's already decorating for Halloween, which makes sense because Halloween is coming up. But like people are saying like September is like a little too early to decorate or set up for Halloween, while other people are saying like September is more like Halloween's Eve month, or like September is Halloween month Eve. I think I already said that. But yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm one of those people who believes that September is the Halloween Eve month. And you can judge me for that or whatever. You know, I love Halloween. I love Halloween. I'm a kid at heart about it, and you can judge me for it or whatever, but yeah. I love Halloween. I love how like cuz here's the thing though, Halloween's just like so fun. And I hope that one day when if like I have children, if and when I have children, I will be able to look at their faces and go, this is your father's favorite holiday. This is the holiday I love. This is my favorite holiday because we get to dress up. We get to walk around looking like complete fools of ourselves or whatever and just embrace like whatever we love about each other. Yeah. Or whatever character that we love. I actually remembered like back in 2023. So here's the thing though, 2023 for that year, I was dressed up as Michael Myers. And not only that, I was Michael Myers that year when I worked at a Halloween store. So really I got like bonus. That was twice the bonus for me. I got to dress up as Michael Myers and just walk around the Halloween store and the Halloween store property and be like, "Hey, I'm Michael Myers. You want a picture?" No, I did not do that. Instead, though, however, I worked roadside assistance and I also had to well, basically wear a costume, but people apparently loved Michael Myers so much that my bosses they looked at me and went, "Thank you for bringing in this many people. We would like to thank you and also give you a raise." And I was like, "Sweet mama, I got my home." I mean, it's also sad though, because I wish it was like year round though. You know, I wish it was like Halloween year round because that would be fun. That would have been fun, and that job would have been easy for me. You know, dress up as Michael Myers. Why not? I pulled it off. I pulled it off quite nicely. But yeah. And then last year, really, I wasn't anything. So, I mean, I think like I was just lazy and stuck like a spider on my head, but that was about it. And this year, I don't know. I just hope I can figure out something for Halloween. But yeah. So yeah, so right before, because I am about to cut out the live stream here in a few minutes. Now don't worry, I will be live again tomorrow, and also tomorrow I will be showing some new paintings that I did, or one that I had redone. So make sure you are subscribed and you turn on the bell notifications for when I go live tomorrow, so you don't miss me just talking about some paintings I made. Yeah. And I will try, and I am going to be posting some short videos. So, yeah. Also though, in October though, I would like to like maybe hopefully post like one Halloween related video. If not, then that's okay, but I would love to post like a full length Halloween video on there just for like fun. Okay? Oh, and sorry, I had to scratch my nose. But yeah. So I'll try to figure something out. But yeah. But in the meantime, please don't forget to subscribe and like this live stream and turn on the bell notifications. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, before I go, what are your thoughts on Labubus? They scare me. I think they're crazy. Labubus, I think they're crazy. I don't understand the trend, but yeah, I think people, I'm gonna be honest, I just look at Labubus and think like they're just little dolls. That's literally it. I don't think of them as anything else. If you got more questions to ask, like I said, I'll be live again tomorrow, so make sure that you subscribe and turn on the bell notifications for when I go live tomorrow, okay? And as always, well, first off, I should also say thank you to everyone so much. Thank you to everyone so much for joining my live stream. And like I said, I'll be live again tomorrow. So don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you can be notified when I go live tomorrow. Okay? And as always, take care and stay safe. And I love ya. Mwah. Bye.